State Minister for Economic Affairs Michael Halkitis crushing the opposition's calls for the Davis administration to remove value-added tax off breadbasket items. Halkitis telling reporters today that it's simply not happening. The State Minister for Economic Affairs joining the recently reignited discussion about removing value-added tax off breadbasket items after he was asked to respond to the opposition's repeated calls for the Davis administration to do just that.
It's not feasible. Let me go back again. When we first introduced it at 7.5%, our advice, after considerable deliberation and discussion and back and forth with the private sector, with academia, with scientists, scholars, the best policy is to have a low rate with minimal exemptions.
In Parliament on Wednesday, Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright clashed after Cartwright argued the government should reverse its decision to place VAT on breadbasket items. The Christie administration implemented VAT in 2015 at a rate of 7.5%. 3 years later, the Minnis administration increased the rate to 12% and introduced a zero rating on breadbasket items and medication. But on January 1st, the Davis administration reduced VAT from 12% to 10% and got rid of zero-rated items.
I hear this call coming mostly from the political corners about, doing this because, okay, it might sound politically, it's a good political point to beat, right? But recognize that when you begin to introduce exemptions, the only way you can do it is if you pay a higher rate on everything else. And so we've studied this, we've gone back and forth. Our best advice is a lower rate, hence the 10%, lower than the 12, but with minimal exemptions because it's more efficient.
Now, in addition to addressing value-added tax, Halkitis also gave an update on his recent meeting with the International Monetary Fund and World Bank. He said the international bodies have taken notice of how the economy is bouncing back as more and more restrictions are lifted and tourism arrivals increase.
Of course, everybody is concerned about the levels of inflation that are impacting economies around the world, and as well the issue of climate change was high on the agenda, and how countries, particularly small vulnerable countries like ourselves, are impacted and what we can do.
Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.